Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be trying out some new makeup products. Some of these products are new, some of them have been around for a little bit, but I've never tried any of them. So we're going to be testing out some makeup today. I have some high-end makeup and then some more affordable drugstore makeup as well. So if you would like to see me test out some new makeup, please keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to be trying out is from Laura Geller, and this is the Spackle Mist Restore Coconut Water Prime Set and Refresh. So I have tried the Laura Geller Spackle Mist. This is also a Prime Set and Refresh, and I really like this to set my makeup, so I figured I could try the Coconut Water one as a primer. Right now my skin is pretty normal, a couple of dry patches. I'm not going to use any other primer besides this, so let's hope that this is hydrating. Okay, I like the mister. It's kind of soft, but it's like in between, like a medium spray, if that makes any sense. Like, it's not like a super fine mist, but it's not super harsh either. It does smell really good. It's not like an overwhelming scent at all. And it does feel like it did make my skin like a little bit tacky, so I don't know if this is something that I could wear on its own or have to pair. Like, normally when I have a spray primer, I always pair it with like a regular kind of like creamy primer, you know what I mean? So I do think that this would be good by itself, like in the summertime when I don't need like added moisture or extra hydration from using two primers. So far so good. So as always, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my foundation off camera because I like to give all the other products a fair chance. So I always like to use a foundation that I know I already like, and then I also have dedicated foundation first impression videos. So I'm gonna apply some foundation and I'll be right back. For foundation, I just used my CoverGirl Ultra Smooth Foundation. This is in the shade 810 Classic Ivory. I don't think they make this anymore, but I do believe I got a backup of this a little less than a year ago off of Amazon. So if I can find it, I'll link it in the description box, but it is so good. I don't know why they discontinued it. And it is a little light for me right now, as you can see, so we're gonna have to... Sorry, there's a fuzz. We're gonna have to like bronze up quite a bit. But anyways, for concealer, I'm going to go in with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer. This is in the shade Fair. I have the foundation, but I haven't tried it yet. I have tried the powder, so I was thinking maybe if this works out in a video, I can try the foundation, powder, and concealer all together and then do like a 10-hour wear test like I normally do. Let me know what you guys think about that. But normally I feel like fair concealer shades have like a pink undertone to them, and this one looks like it has kind of like a light kind of undertone to it, and I feel like yellow undertone concealers only look good on me when I have a tan, and right now I don't. So it does have a slanted doe foot. Ooh, it feels thick but creamy. I'm just gonna use my Morphe E45 first. I mean, the shade doesn't look terrible. I just wish it was either more of a neutral undertone or like a salmony pink undertone. But it does look like it's pretty full coverage, and I feel like it's drying down matte, so that could be a problem for me. Oh wow, and it dries down. It didn't dry down that fast underneath my eyes, but it did dry down pretty fast on my chin, so maybe working in sections with this concealer would be the best thing, because I feel like I'm having a little bit of problem blending this out. Really digging this concealer. It is drying down matte, which I think I've heard that the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop is matte, so I don't know what I was thinking, but it's giving me like Tarte Shape Tape vibes, and Tarte Shape Tape is very drying on my under eye, and unlike everybody else, it's not my favorite. So we'll see how this concealer looks at the end of the video, but so far it is a no-go, especially for dry skin. Moving on to some cream contour. I bought this shade because I planned on using it when I had a fake tan, and I don't, so we're just gonna try it out anyways. It might be a disaster because the shade, but we'll see. So this is from Kylie Cosmetics, and it's the bronzer stick. This is in the shade Bronze Tan. So this is what it looks like. It just comes in a stick form. Like I said, I picked out this shade for when I have a self tan and I don't, but we're just gonna see, what the heck? We're just gonna see what happens. So let's start off with my jaw first. Oh, it's dark, but it's not like too dark, and I'm gonna use this e.l.f. brush to blend it out. Ooh, it blends out like really nice. Let's do the cheeks. I like it so far. So I've been bringing my contour up higher than I normally would. Normally I would contour like right below my cheekbone, but I've been bringing it up higher because I know when I go to blend it out, it kind of drags down. So I'd rather start off higher and then it go exactly where I want it instead of start off where I like would usually and then it goes down lower. So yeah, actually the shade isn't too dark. I think it looks pretty good. I do feel like it's tugging a little bit, but I think it's because my skin is dry. Okay, and I'm gonna do my forehead. Normally I wouldn't because I have bangs, but figured we could just go ahead and do it anyways. I have all these little tiny baby hairs. Oh, drives me nuts. I feel like I should add maybe a little bit more. I'm gonna add just a smidge more to my cheeks. If my skin had a little bit more moisture on it, like if I would have used 2 primers like I normally would, this would blend out way easier. I feel like it's looking a little patchy over here, but it did blend out really nice down here, but this isn't really dry. So yeah, I feel like if you have oily skin, you would probably love this, but it does pull a little bit. I feel like my forehead contour looks bad, but oh well. So here's the true test. We're gonna try it for the nose. And I've been like contouring my nose like this. So I've been doing kind of like a V and then right here. I think it looks okay on the nose. I keep trying to remind myself to do my cream contour before I do my concealer because I've noticed a lot of people do it that way and I have never tried doing it that way and then I forgot. But I'm gonna try to remember to do that. I don't have any new brow products to try out, so I'm gonna fill in my brows and I'll be right back. Okay, brows are done. So I have this powder to try out, and this is actually the first translucent loose powder I've ever tried in my entire life, and it's from Makeup Forever. The last time I actually used this was probably like 12 years ago. It's been maybe even longer. I think I was like 22 maybe. So like 11 years ago or so. It's been a while. So this is the Ultra HD powder from Makeup Forever, and I used to really like it back then. This is supposed to be made for like commercial TV pictures, like all like print whatever, and I didn't know anything about makeup back then, but I really liked it, and I don't remember it like leaving any flashback, but yeah, I guess we'll find out. So I have this little guy right here. I'm pretty sure I got this as like 100 perk point or something from Sephora because I wanted to try it again, but I didn't want to buy it just in case I didn't like it. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous. It feels really soft, but it also feels grainy, if that makes any sense. So I'm just going to be lightly setting my face. I'm nervous. I'm just going to kind of tap it in my hand and then tap around my face. I feel like the bronzer stick looks kind of blotchy, so don't really like that. Oh, my face still feels pretty sticky. I've been waiting to set my under eyes until almost the very end when I go to apply my mascara. Sometimes I don't need to set my concealer, and it seems like this one dried down matte, so yeah, I feel like I applied a lot of powder and I still feel really sticky. Let's try the swirly motion that kills me whenever I see people do it, but we're gonna try it today because why not? So I'm kind of like about this powder. I'm going to use it again when I set my under eyes, so I'll come back to that. For bronzer, I'm going to be trying out this Essence Sun Club Luminous Bronzing Powder. It says medium tone on it, and this is in the shade 20 Sunkissed in California. Perfect. Luminous bronzing powder infused with fine golden pearls for a radiant and natural sun-kissed tan. And this is what it looks like. Normally when I don't have a tan, I like more of like a true bronzer shade, like one that's just like brown or like a little bit of gray in it. I typically stay away from warm bronzers like this when I don't have a tan, but I don't think it looks terrible. I feel like my forehead already looks bad, so can't really get any worse. Yeah, I like the shade of it. I think it looks nice. I think that you could use this if you're my skin tone, kind of like a light complexion right now, or if you're like a medium skin tone, like had a little bit of a tan. For blush and I guess like highlighter kind of, this is from Essence as well, and this is the Blush Lighter Gradient Powder Blush. This is what it looks like. I have the shade 02 Coral Sunset. It says soft blush with exceptional color gradient in 2 different finishes, one shimmery and one semi-matte color. This is what it looks like. I'll probably stick more to the matte side because there's a highlighter I want to try out. It looks like a really pretty like neutral peach shade. So I'm going to stay on the matte shade that's pigmented. That is really pretty. It's a little powdery. There's kind of some kickback. I'm going to try to cover up this blotchy mess over here with the blush. I do think it's really pretty, so I'm going to take the shimmer side just a little bit and I'm going to add that just to the apples of my cheeks, so that way I could still try out the highlighter. And I do think this is pretty. It's nice to have like a 2-in-1. You can see it's like a really light kind of pale gold shade. For highlighter, I'm going to be trying out the Benefit Tickle highlighter. It's been a minute since I've purchased a high-end highlighter, and it did come with a little brush. Does anybody use that little brush? I don't know. I kind of just toss it to the side. It would be a really good maybe like nose contour brush or something. So this is what it looks like. It's kind of like the same shade as my sweatshirt with like a little bit of kind of light goldy pearl reflect in it. Ooh, it matches this blush. Like the shimmery highlight part of the blush, it matches it like perfectly. Maybe I just accidentally found a dupe because they look pretty identical. If you can see, like you can't even tell the difference between the Essence blush lighter and then the Tickle Benefit highlighter. Like they just kind of go together. Okay, now I'm gonna see what it looks like on the nose. I think it looks pretty good. Sometimes like highlighters, certain highlighters don't look good on my nose, but they'll look good on my cheeks. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this real quick because my lips are super chapped. This is from Fresh and it's the Sugar Lip Wonder Drops. This is perfect if you have chapped lips and you wanna make them smooth for whatever lip you want to put on. It works really well underneath liquid lipstick as well. You only need a drop, but I always put way too much. It pretty much like fills in the cracks of your lips or kind of puts like a layer over it so everything's nice and smooth. I love these. I've been using this for a really long time. Moving on to eyes, I'm going to be trying out this e.l.f. The New Classics palette. I believe I picked this up from Target. I thought it was interesting. Like normally I wouldn't pick up something like this because it doesn't really appeal to me, but I actually really like cool tones and I thought the whole like mixture of it was kind of unique in a way. So it has like some mauve tones, a lot of shimmer shades, and then some cooler brown tones. Just very interesting to me. So I'm going to try to use as many shades as possible. So I think I'm going to go in with the shade called Cream to set my lids. Definitely not a fan of that concealer, but I do think that if you like Tarte Shape Tape, you would probably like it. It's just not for me. I mean, so far this cream shade is nice. I'm just using it all over my lid. There is quite a bit of kickback in the palette though. Next, let's go in with the shade called Truffle. It's this shade right here. I'm gonna use that for my transition shade. I'm just gonna use the same brush. This is a Profusion. It came in like a Profusion eyeshadow set. I think this would be a good like all over the lid shade or just straight in the crease like I have right now if you just want more of like a natural eye look. And then I'm going to go in the shade right next to it. It's a little bit darker and it's called Darling. It's the shade right here. Putting that a little lower in the crease. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do just yet, but there are some really pretty kind of like mauve-y plummy shades in here. So let's go in with the shade called Charmer. It's this kind of lilac shade right here. I'm gonna apply that with my finger first on my lid and just see what it looks like. And I am kind of bringing that up into the crease. So I'm going to go in with the shade called Muse. It's right here. It's kind of like a purpley brown. I'm going to put that directly in the outer part of my eye. Ooh, that's like really pigmented. Just kind of stamping it right there. And then I'm going to wipe off my brush and then just kind of blend it up into the crease just a little bit. So I'm just switching to like a clean blending brush so I can just buff around that kind of darker purple shade. Might actually go in with a little more of those two browns, Truffle and Darling mixed. I'm just putting that back in my upper crease. I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of shimmer on the lid. So I'm going to take this Beloved shade. It's right here and it's just a pink shimmery shade. I'm going to use my finger. I think I might actually just apply it like a halo eye directly in the center. That shade's not super pigmented. I don't know if I want to get my brush wet because all the other shades are matte. I don't want it to like get all splotchy. So let's try a little bit of Glamour as well. Put that in the center. I think the first shade I went in with, the Beloved shimmer shade, I feel like that'd be a really pretty like everyday makeup look if you just wanted to throw that, like put a little bit of the Truffle shade in your crease and then put the Beloved shade all over the lid. I think that would be like a nice little like everyday look. For my brow highlight in my inner corner, I'm going to use the shade called Blanc. It's the lightest shimmer shade in the palette. think I'm going to go over, I'm going to leave the brow bone highlight the way it is, but I'm going to take Beloved and Glamour mixed together and put that on my inner corner because I want it to tie in with like the kind of like pinky gold highlighter. Okay, so before I get started on my lower lash line, I'm just going to swatch a few more of these so I can show you guys what they look like. So I'm going to go in with the rest of the shimmer shades here on the bottom row. Okay, so that's what they look like. I'm not a, if I'm being honest, I'm not a huge fan of this palette, but I do think that this would be perfect for beginners, or if you just want that natural eye makeup like every day, this would be for you. Okay, so for my lower lash line, I'm just going to take the exact same shades and pile them on top of each other like I always do. So I'm going to go in with Truffle first. And then Darling. And then Charmer, which, should I do that? Yeah, okay. I'm applying that closer to the lash line. And then Muse, I'll apply that on the outer and a little bit in the center. So I have this eyeliner that I want to try out and it looks huge. I'm just going to do like a straight kind of line across but make it thicker on the outer corner, and this is from Wet n Wild and it's the Graphic Marker eyeliner. This has been out for like a little bit, but it seriously looks like a magic marker. It's very pigmented, very black, so I'm going to attempt to use this to do just a line across. I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead, but yeah, it's really easy to work with. It's really black and it's matte. So if you're looking for a new kind of like felt tip eyeliner, I would definitely check this out. I don't have any new mascaras to try out, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara on my lower lash line and my regular lash line, apply some mascara and some lashes, and I'll be right back. So I pulled these lashes from my lash book that I have, so I have no idea what they are, and I've been trying to think, like, because I typically buy the same kind of lash every time, and I, for the life of me, can't remember what they're called, but they're super full and fluffy and dramatic, and I love them. And then I did go ahead and smoke out my lower lash line using this palette. So I just went in with this Vintage Cosmetics Smoky Eye Pencil in Jet Black. And then I set it with the Nior shade in the palette. It's just a matte black. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. And when I sat down, I wasn't intentionally trying to do a full-on smoky eye, but here we are. I did get a little bit of fallout down here. I did try to use the Makeup Forever powder to set underneath my lash line when I applied my mascara, and it's so fine, it wouldn't stick to the brush. So yeah, definitely have to use like a bigger, denser brush to use that powder, but I'm not digging the concealer. I don't like it at all. When I look up close, I can see it, and I can see that it's like breaking up and it's driving me insane. But for lips, I'm going to be trying out this CoverGirl Exhibitionist lip liner in the shade Caramel Nude. I love how these look. I've just never tried this shade. If you can see here, it's the perfect like applicator. It's like a oval shape. The last one I tried was like a nude shade, and it was like so nude, like I couldn't even see it. So I'm gonna be trying this one. So you can see, super creamy, super pigmented. I love the shape of this. It just really hugs the lips. For lipstick, I'm going to be trying out this liquid lipstick from Ardell. I've never tried any makeup from Ardell, only lashes. This is the Vinyl Vixen Lip Lacquer. So maybe it's not a liquid lip. Maybe it's like a actual shiny liquid lipstick, but this is in the shade called Soft Touch. Ooh, it's like a... Oh, just got in my pants. Ooh, it's like a flat doe foot. I mean, the applicator is a little flimsy, but I do like the shade. It reminds me of the Buxom Cosmetics lip lacquers, like the shiny, like actual liquid lipsticks. Yeah, so it's definitely not going to dry down. It's going to stay shiny. It reminds me of these guys. This is the Buxom Vava Plump Vinyl Liquid Lipstick. That's what this reminds me of. So I'm going to go ahead and fix my hair, and then I'll come back and we'll go over everything that I tried out, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, I'm going to go over everything, no particular order. So the first thing is the e.l.f. The New Classics palette. I think it's good. I think the mattes are really nice and pigmented and they blend really well. I'm a little disappointed in the shimmers. I don't feel like they're that pigmented, but I do think this would be a good palette for beginners, or if you wanted something that you could use every day and then just add a little bit more to go from like a day to nighttime look, or if you do like subtle shimmers and you just want to amp up your like daytime look, I think that you would really like this. For me personally, I just want something that has more of a pigment, but I do think that this would be amazing for everyday, day to night looks with subtle shimmers. Then we have the CoverGirl lip liner in the shade Caramel Nude. I love the applicator. I love how it just hugs your lips. It makes it so easy to line, super creamy, super pigmented. Love the shade of this. I don't think I have a shade like this. I'm sure I do, but I can't think of one off the top of my head, so I love the shade of this. I also think that this lip liner would look really pretty with MAC Honey Love lipstick if you have that. I am not one for eyeliner, but I do feel like this Wet n Wild graphic marker eyeliner was really easy to work with. If you like felt tips, this gives you like that sharp kind of line if you want, because it does look like a magic marker. So if you love felt tips, I would definitely check this out. Super black, super matte. It was really easy for me to work with, and I don't really use black liner like that. So definitely check that out. Then we have the Make Up Forever HD powder. I'm gonna say pass. I have other loose powders that I like more. We have the Benefit Tickle highlighter. I really like this. It's like a pinky kind of goldy shade. I don't know, it's different from like your normal champagne gold or like silver highlights, so I think that's why I really like it. Then I did not think I was gonna like this. This is the Essence Blush Lighter in the shade Coral Sunset. I love just the matte blush side, but then I also feel like the highlighter is kind of like a dupe for this Tickle highlighter in a way. But yeah, I really like this. I'm interested in picking up like a couple more shades because it's kind of like a 2-in-1, and I love that. Then I have the Essence Sun Club Luminous Bronzing Powder. Love this. I love the tone. I think it looks good with my light skin tone right now, and I think it would look really good with a tan medium skin tone as well. I love it, and I honestly think it's more matte than luminous. Like, it didn't really pull very luminous on my skin. One thing I don't like is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, but I think this is supposed to be matte, and I should have thought that before I purchased it. But this is in the shade Fair. I think if I was going to use this concealer, it would be strictly just to carve out my eyebrows, because it's too matte, too drying on my skin. It reminds me so much of Tarte Shape Tape. So if you don't like Tarte Shape Tape, stay away from that concealer. Then we have the Kylie bronzer stick in the shade Bronze Tan. Love the shade of this. I think it blended out really nice on my light skin tone right now. I feel like it would look really nice on my self tan skin tone as well. I do feel like it had a little bit difficulty blending it out on my cheeks, but I feel like it's because I didn't use enough primer. Like my skin wasn't like super hydrated for it, so definitely keep that in mind. I think it would be perfect for oily skin or if you have normal skin, but if you have dry skin, definitely load up on the moisturizer and a more moisturizing primer to get it to blend out better. Then I have the Laura Geller Spackle Mist Coconut Water. I think this was good for a primer. Like I said, it's not hydrating enough for me to use by itself. Like I would have to use it with another primer, which I normally do anyways. I use like a cream primer and then I use a spray primer like I always use too. But yeah, it smells really good. I think it's really nice. Then we have the Ardell Vinyl Vixen Lip Lacquer. Love the shade of this. Very unique. It's like kind of like a coffee kind of nude brownie shade. I really like it, and I like the kind of like built-in lip gloss lipstick thing going on. Like sometimes I like a matte liquid lip, especially now, you know, you have to wear a mask when you go in public, but if you don't have to, you're staying around the house, whatever. I really like this. Again, it reminds me of the Buxom ones. And then I'm just going to go ahead and mention this because I don't think I've ever used it before. I know I used it off camera, but this is from Vintage. It's the Smoky Eye Pencil in Jet Black. It's not super black. It's more of like a gray black, but it worked perfect for a base for a black eyeshadow. So, and I think that's everything. So let me know if you guys have tried out these products in the comments below and what you think. Definitely let me know if you have dry skin or oily skin and you've tried out the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer and what you think. Let me know if you guys think it's drying or if it worked for you. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching me test out some new products, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.